Why come up with this idea in 2016?
Skill and talent has never been the problem.
For people who haven't, don't understand what prop trading is, how is that different?
You can't liquidate your whole account. You can be the best trader in the world. If your capital is $1,000, you can't live off it.
If you're designing a strategy that beats the market, then you win. All right, folks, we're here in Thailand with Matt, the founder of Funded XYZ. It's actually a very interesting time because you're starting a prop trade firm, right? And why come up with this idea in 2016?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here today. It's a pleasure to be here with you in Thailand. This is one of my favorite countries in the world, and I love Southeast Asia. I live in Tokyo. Our company, Funded XYZ, is based in the Asian region.
Right.
Why I started Funded XYZ is quite simple. We've found that through our education and training over the past, almost a decade, that skill and talent has never been the problem, particularly in the Asian market. The problem that we've found with a lot of the industry is access to capital. So we wanted to bridge the gap between excellent traders and offering them capital to trade with.
Right, and there's a lot of traders in Asia, and I think traditionally speaking, crypto exchanges kind of fit the role of testing out strategies or coming up with something different, but how is prop trading different? Like for people who haven't, don't understand what prop trading is, how is that different?
Oh, it's different in many ways. I'm not going to explain exactly what a prop firm is here today because it's such an in-depth topic.
Right.
But basically, you take a challenge, which is a fixed amount of capital. So we have everything from entry level at $20 to unlock $2,000, all the way up to unlocking $200,000. So we have access by taking a challenge, passing a strategy-based trading system, you can get access to unlock large amount of capital. The best thing about prop firms is, and why I love prop trading so much compared to leverage trading on just the other platforms, is that you know exactly how much you're risking when you start the challenge. The worst you can do is lose your initial challenge fee. You can't liquidate your whole account.
Right, so you don't have to call your mom or your dad. You go, I need another $10,000 right now or else I'll get liquidated.
Oh, I'm getting a margin call and I'm gonna blow up my whole account. No, there's none of that. Right. The worst you can do is just lose your initial capital, and that there's a security in that, do you know? You fail the challenge, you can just take the challenge again the next day and have another opportunity to unlock that capital. You're not gonna go bankrupt by using a prop firm. It's a secure way to trade, the safest way to trade.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's quite important because it's really about risk management, right? You know exactly what you're risking, but at the same time, I think the rewards are actually different as well, right?
That's exactly right, Mike. Everyone talks about risk management, but when push comes to shove and you're deep underwater or the market's rallying and you keep juicing your trade, your risk management goes out the window through an emotional state. Well, Funded XYZ has already in place the stop losses, the take profits. You can program it all when you enter the trade, but you can also, if you don't do it, it will boot you out. There's a maximum loss you can make on each day. There's a maximum profit target you can make each day. It's all tailored to being a successful trader. It's just, you have to, if you want to get funded, you have to demonstrate that you know how to trade.
And I think that's the gap, right, between a beginner trader and an expert trader, right? Because a lot of people, they have the idea and they have the time, especially younger traders, they have the time, right? Like for me, I don't always have the time to come up with new strategies, but for younger traders, they have a lot of time, but they don't really want to risk so much assets. So they have a small plan at every level, right? I think that's the difference.
Every level is a good way to put it because someone who's established like yourself, you might want to take up one of the premium challenges because you still understand the risk reward of only risking $1,000 but gaining $200,000 of equity to trade with. You understand that that's a good risk reward, but you might be an emerging market or a new trader. So you can, a lot of people use up demo accounts to practice. I suggest that you take a $20 challenge instead.
Exactly, because demo accounts, you don't feel anything, right? I opened up a demo credit before and oh yes, I'm credited with 100K. It's fake money and I made 5K of fake money. But the problem is the moment I turn that into a real account, I load it up with $100,000 of my real money, then the feelings are different and then emotions come into play and then things grow up. But here you have a set, you have an entry fee, so you still have some asset.
You've got skin in the game.
You got skin in the game.
With an ultimate prize at the end of it, where you don't on any demo account.
Exactly. So this is really a good way for anyone who wants to learn how to trade to really be able to get into that trading mentality.
It's both. It's an excellent opportunity for young traders who don't have any capital to have access to capital, and it's excellent for professional traders who understand risk management to have juice capital from a small entry fee.
I have a question as well, right? So if someone's starting out, right, do they have courses and stuff to help you? Because you've actually been training people for trading for a long time, right? So how would you,
At Funded XYZ, I don't train anybody, okay? But I have my other company, Black Box, which is they're there. It's tools for traders, and it helps them learn how to trade. We have free training courses, everything like that. And then, of course, our great friendships with David Justin and their academy there. They're the most legendary traders community in the world to training people. So I suggest they utilize either one of those resources.
Right. So it's pulling together just a lot of resources, and this really fits the role for everyone in there, right?
Yeah, but they can. It's everyone's individual journey to learn how to trade, and there's resources out there you can find. But we are the engine room after you've figured out how to trade.
Right, exactly. And I think this year is actually very interesting as well because we see the rise of AI, right? Yeah. And something with AI I realized is that you don't want to trust AI with your entire account. No, you don't want that, right? Like we've seen, tragic trades where $100,000 was sent by an AI or $200,000 by AI because they had the access to private keys or APIs, right? Isn't it actually possible to trade with AI on FundedXyz?
It's absolutely possible to trade it. It's absolutely possible right now to buy a car that you can program where you want to go and just sit there and ride. But I like to drive. I'm old school, man. I want to be behind the wheel, and I want to control my own destiny. I'm a trader first and foremost, and that's the point. We built this Funded XYZ for traders by traders. I've been a trader for over a decade. I made my career and made my living from trading, and I was lucky enough to have access to capital because I came from the business world prior to starting trading.
Right.
But I've seen some damn fine traders better than me that don't have that same access.
Exactly, because part of trading is you got to have someone to help you raise the capital and promote.
Mike, you can be the best trader in the world and you can generate 10% returns every single week and just blow out every hedge fund in the world. But if your capital's $1,000, you can't live off it. If your capital's $100,000, you can live on 10% a week return for the rest of your life.
So have you spotted any good traders? Because it's almost like a trading tool.
This is such a good question, and thank you for bringing it up. This year alone, we have paid out $5.8 million in payouts for people taking the challenge, and using our prop firm. $5.8 million already this year has been paid out in USDT to professional and amateur traders who have been using the platform.
Right.
And that is, as far as I know, we're the only one who publishes our payouts, our records. So because we're the only one that publishes them, I don't know if we're the biggest prop firm in crypto in the world, but we're the only one who's published our numbers. So as far as I'm concerned...
Transparency.
As far as I'm concerned, we're the largest payout of any prop firm in crypto as it stands right now.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So where's kind of the future you see for prop trading as well?
I think this next cycle... the way the economy is set right now, and how I know so many people are struggling. So many people, I'm Australian initially. My brothers and sisters in Australia are hemorrhaging money. They're leveraged to the guild, the inflation, everything. They're struggling. I think prop firms are the solution to that. They've gone through the cycles. They've lost a lot of money. They're struggling to make ends meet. The prop firm offers them an opportunity, whether it's their full-time job or it's just their secondary job. They work a normal job and they like to do a little trading on the weekends and swing trade and stuff. And Funded XYZ, and not only Funded XYZ.
And there's a time period too, right? So that's actually very applicable. So if someone's they have a weekend that they want to trade, you just target that weekend, and then the rest of the time you just don't want, you want to risk on, risk off.
We are the only prop firm that I'm aware of that doesn't have limitations on time. So you can start a challenge and do it at your leisure, where other prop firms will give you 1 week to achieve it. If you stop trading immediately, bang, you fail. So it's not feasible to become a casual trader, which most people really are. Do you know what I mean? There's not many full-time traders out there.
Yes.
We wanted to offer them the lowest barrier to entry, which is the minimum is $200 to try, and no time limits, and 1 phase to get funded, which means you don't have to, which most firms do. You have to pass an initial stage, then you have to go to the second stage, and sometimes even a third
just
stage.
Jumping through for hoops, right?
So many hoops designed to make you fail. Well, obviously most people are still going to fail the challenge with us, but we wanted to make it, if you failed, it's you did that, not we did that. We're giving you the tools to pass, not tools to trap you to fail.
Right. And I think like that's interesting because yet again, you can test many strategies. That's the whole point, right? Some strategies work, some strategies don't work. But if you're designing a strategy that beats the market, then you win.
Once again, I'll just repeat what I said. Most people aren't going to pass. It's like anything. Like only the cream rises to the top. Even if it's like only 10% are going to, or 15 or 20% of people are going to pass the challenges on first attempt. Well, that's a lot of people over large numbers. Do you know what I mean? For example, 20% of people passing the challenge. The other prop firms, it's more like 2, 3%, 1%.
Yeah.
We have a higher passing rate because of the simplification of the challenge itself, you know?
That's awesome. Yeah. Awesome. So I also want to talk to you, just expand the conversation outside of Funded XYZ a little bit. So, you said you want to talk a little bit about macros.
Yeah.
What's kind of like the macros pushing this? Because, crypto's not really super gaining momentum this year. It's been a very weird year. What's your take on that?
Well, it's funny you say that, Mark, because it has been a weird year. But I would say last year has been a weird year. We're up like 30% this year on Bitcoin. We're just talking about Bitcoin alone. I believe personally that the bottom is in. All of my indicators and all of my knowledge of trading suggests that the bottom was in, which I publicly called. I won't just bring up some charts now, but I said it when we were over 100,000 that I think that we're going to go down. I didn't have a price target, but I had a certain criteria that had to be met. And that criteria in my systems was met. So as far as I'm concerned, the bottom's in and we've rallied 30% off that. And I think it's going to be slow going, but I think that the next cycle is very exciting. I think it's up.
Yeah,
I think the price of
I think what keeps me up at night is not the fluctuations in Bitcoin prices, but rather how horrifically USD will perform. Like I feel it's one of those things. I just keep looking at this kind of global situation right now. It's like we're facing a crisis every single month, right? And I feel like this is a time where like a government-less currency, like going back to original idea behind Bitcoin, right? I think that's where it's strong. I got into crypto in 2016, right? I mean, it was like we needed a currency that was not printable by the government, completely global, no currency restrictions. Like this is exactly what Bitcoin was designed for.
I believe it's done its job because consider this: I got my first purchase of Bitcoin in 2018. All right. Exactly at $3,000, $200.
Right.
Yeah, and that was but I've been watching crypto YouTube, yourself included, which we'll talk about.
Thank you.
For about 6 months, 9 months, a year before my first purchase, just to figure out what it was, and I went all in at that price. Now, just talking about macroeconomics and how I think Bitcoin has actually done its job. If Bitcoin's price today was at the same price that I purchased it at, because of inflation, I would be up about 30% without the price of Bitcoin even having moved, which is crazy. So I believe it's done its job regardless of the actual number that the Bitcoin is at the moment.
Exactly. So thank you for watching my...
Thank you. Just a personal thing. Mike, this is such a privilege for me to speak with you today. You were one of the first, absolute first. In fact, you were the second YouTuber I ever saw talking about cryptocurrency. And the fact that we have become, what I consider great friends, and we're here together in a wonderful country in Thailand. I mean, what a privilege it is for me.
It's a privilege, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man.
So
I think I'll wrap this interview up. I thank you so much, Matt, for your time. And I think this is exactly what I've been also looking for, because a lot of people are trading, but they don't have access to trade or access to the ability to even just plan out a strategy. And this is like one step, a baby step forward towards a trading journey. So if you guys are interested, checking out more trading, check out FundedXyz.com. And of course, chat to Matt here. He's a professional at this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
Matt.
again, mate.
Cheers.